Your Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always coming back. Thank you so much for your show of love. Thank you so much for subscribing if you're new here. Hope you're well in all that you do and you're loving yourself and others like always. And you're living your life according to your own way and you are being fulfilled in all that you do because it is important. Now we are here today for another topic on the Israelites of today that we have. The fact still remains that these people were planted there. There are a lot of evidences pointing towards them, and I got hold of one from this woman who works with the EU. I think her name is Clara. Clara. She has a handle on Instagram which I always follow because I think she resonates with me. She's so radical and to some point she's not biased, and I love what she has to offer always. So let's listen to Clara and see what she has to say today.
2 weeks ago, the European Union's embassy in Israel released a video by the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, to commemorate the foundation of the Israeli state. Nearly every single thing she said in it was a lie. It's time those lies were called out directly.
75 years ago, a dream was realized with Israel's Independence Day.
Between 1947 and 1949, 3/4 of all Palestinians living in historic Palestine were systematically uprooted and violently expelled from their homes and villages by Zionist militias. Over 4 million acres of land were stolen, 400 towns destroyed, hundreds of Palestinians massacred during the events that led to the creation of the Israeli state. This may have been the realization of a dream for Zionists, but for Palestinians, it was the beginning of a nightmare that has continued for over 70 years. The invasion and destruction of their homeland and their transformation into a colonized people. These events are known to them not as Israeli independence, but as the Nakba, the catastrophe. Describing the Nakba as a dream is a provocation, a deliberate and cruel insult to millions of Palestinians all over the world. It is unacceptable and must be condemned.
After the greatest tragedy in human history, the Jewish people could finally build a home in the Promised Land.
A German politician describing the Holocaust as a tragedy is Holocaust revisionism. It's a denial of responsibility for carrying out that crime. A tragedy is a terrible but unavoidable event for which no one is really responsible. The Holocaust, however, was the most ambitious act of deliberate mass murder in history, the extermination of most of Europe's Jews by Nazi Germany. That's not a tragedy, it's a genocide, a crime against humanity. German politicians are the leading Zionists in Europe today. From right to left, Germany's political class back Israel through thick and thin. In return, the Israeli state is expected to help the German establishment to leave its Holocaust guilt in the past. But the Holocaust can't be shrugged off like this, and Israel's crimes against Palestinians cannot and will not be ignored.
75 years of dynamism, ingenuity, and groundbreaking innovations. You have literally made the desert bloom.
Israel did not make the desert bloom. The very phrase "make the desert bloom" is an infamous Zionist lie, which denies the prior existence of Palestinians in their own homeland. It's so brazen in its revision of history that it's the equivalent to proposing that the earth is flat. And to hear a notorious propaganda lie like this come out of the mouth of the President of the European Commission is beyond disgraceful. Palestine before the occupation wasn't empty. It wasn't a land without a people for a people without a land. It was continuously inhabited for millennia by diverse peoples and communities, including Muslims, Christians and Jews. It has a rich, proud history, culture and traditions. The region was blooming long before the Zionist occupation, and it still blooms despite it.
Europe and Israel are bound to be friends and allies. Your freedom is our freedom.
Seriously? Israel's freedom is Europe's freedom? Where does that leave Palestine? The calculated insensitivity to Palestinian experiences in this address is quite blatant. The message von der Leyen wants to convey is, if you're Palestinian, the European Union doesn't care about you. Well, let's be very clear about this. That's another lie. Many, many people in the European Union do care about you. Many of us want nothing to do with a disgraceful apartheid regime. Ursula von der Leyen doesn't speak for us, and she's no right to say these things on behalf of the 447 million citizens of the EU.
Today, we celebrate 75 years of vibrant democracy in the heart of the Middle East.
From the brutal attacks against worshippers at Al-Aqsa Mosque, to the settler violence against Palestinian communities, to the assassination of Palestinian journalists, to IDF murders in the streets, to attacks on the funeral processions of Palestinians shot dead by the IDF, to the shock and awe airstrikes on densely populated Gaza, to the most extreme right-wing government in Israeli history tearing up the independence of the Supreme Court, the image of Israel as a democracy is crumbling before the eyes of the world. Von der Leyen describing Israel as a vibrant democracy now, at this moment, is protesting too much. It only makes it clearer what we already know. Israel is not a democracy. 4.5 million Palestinians living under Israeli occupation don't have a vote. Even Palestinians who are Israeli citizens are subject to a qualified set of rights because they are Palestinians. This isn't democracy. This is apartheid.
A calculated plan to spill blood and plant a fake people, right? It was calculated, and I think that environment wasn't the only place that they wanted. There were other parts of Al-Kabul land they wanted to plant these people. Now, the reason why it wasn't later, it wasn't an option later for them, I think was because they still want to hold so fast to this whole idea of them being superior, because they have already brought to us a white Jesus. So coming now to plant Israel in Al-Kabul land, somewhere in Al-Kabul land where we know about, of course you know now that all these places they are calling, these places are planted. These places are planted and artificial things are inserted. And I tell you already on this channel how they implant artificial things. They come to Al-Kabul land and uproot it. Uproot it. You see the whole effort these people spend in uprooting things and taking them right before our eyes. It happens recently in Kenya, right, where they were uprooting those baobab trees. Who knows what they want to plant again? Who knows the lie they want to recreate? Trees that were over hundreds of years, they're coming and uproot it and transport it to Europe. Now, you get the point. These are always the tactics they use. They've been using it for ages past. Now, they do not want to come around the place where the people are predominantly black, melanated, because it's going to dispute on what already they have brought to us, the white Messiah. And that white Messiah was brought because of the white supremacy. Of course, God is white. They are white. They are superior because God is superior. All these things are they planted in our heads. So when they bring that around here, there will be questions on what they wanted us to believe, and what a lot of persons are believing today. I think that was the reason why they later diverted it to that angle, and then uprooted people who were already there to implant those they want to implant. A lot, like the word goes, it was a holocaust, a genocide. Now tell me, that is why that land will never have peace. Does it not surprise you that most of the information you hear from that angle are not good news? It's always something has gone down there. It's always explosion. It's always war between the neighboring those who were. It is always chaos because it was formed in chaos. the blood of man that was sacred was not sacred when they were creating that part of the world. So why do you think there should be peace there? And that is why I don't think having a melanated in that angle is even something that should be encouraged. Telling you they don't want you there, you need to leave. Oh, you can't tell me you're black and you Israelite, get away. Like I said from the previous video I made, right? I think it is a creator pushing those he created to a path where he knows they will be saved. In one way, we might look at it like, oh, these people hate us, they don't want us. In the other way, when we look at it in the other light, it's even for our own good, because something big is coming. The blood of those people spilled to create that fake environment. Their blood have been crying for vengeance. Do you think, I don't know how those who live in that environment, how do you live and sleep quietly and wake up and you're not disturbed by the spirits of these people? Except if those spirits were being suppressed. Of course, they really know what they do. But nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. And that is why there is no peace in that angle. Most of the environment you see, there is always what have you, there is always something done already. Like it is said, there will be no peace for the wicked. But they made us believe that this place is a holy ground. How can you call a place a holy place when you have spilled blood of thousands of innocent people, children and adults put together, and you call it a holy land, and you want me to move to fly there to go see what's there? Do I know what kind of spirit I'm going to mingle with myself? What kind of spirit I'm going to, most of the times we don't think about this. We just live our lives. We don't care the other aspect of it, the spiritual aspect of it. How does this affect us spiritually? Most of the times we don't even worry about it. A lot of reasons. And I get some persons, if they're tired of all the lies. They are tired of all the lies. They are coming out boldly to say it. That you cannot be an Israelite and you are not melanated. You cannot be, because that is it. It's not about being racial biased. It's about the truth. It's about the reality. And that is why there are a lot of things. Now, if you think it's not true, why is it that a lot of things that point to our history, a lot of things that point to the melanated, we're discovering us, a lot of things that point to race are being hidden, they are deliberately removed? You get the point? They divert people's attention from it, they copyright it so that you don't use it, so it doesn't circulate. They do a lot of things. Why is it that? Why do you think they put so much effort in trying to hide some things? That is for some of you that always keep doubting. You think these people will put so much effort, spend so much money hiding something if it's not true? But still, we will always believe what we want to believe. That is the lie that the white man always have to say. And they're making you feel conscientizing you in the wrong way, telling you we are humans and we are all from the same father, we should love each other, we should do what, we are all united in Christ, we are all whatever. But when it is their turn, do they see it that way? Do they remember all the things they are coming to say now that things are turning against them? Anyway, what do you think about this whole thing? Leave your comment and thought there at the section, and I will see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive. Bye for now.